Okay, so yeah, so I'm Ben Kate. For those of you interested, I'm the sort of photo there on the left, and Rob Hodgson there is the photo on the right. Feel free to reach out to us if you do have any other questions going forward. If you'd like to sort of see a one-on-one demonstration of Mintsoft and go into more detail, feel free to get me on my email there on the screen. Just going to wait for my screen to catch up with me there. There we go. So yeah, first thing then is who are Access. So Mintsoft is a product of the Access group. So Access, just sort of by the way of numbers then, very briefly, it's a very large, profitable and stable software business. I think we're actually closer to 2,500 people, and we support over 20,000 customers across 11 industry-focused divisions. I've got 214 million turnover. I think the last actually was closer to 270 million, but just give you an idea there, it's fast growing and obviously making a lot of acquisitions as well, which is very good due to being able to just offer our existing customers and sort of new customers more down the line. Access Suite we can refer to as well. So essentially when we do, where a customer does come in and buy or sort of sign up to an Access product, essentially it opens up a lot of doors to a lot of different solutions as well. So at the heart of essentially every business, really, there's quite often some form of accounting system, accounting software. So although we work very closely with our friends at the likes of Xero or QuickBooks and other third-party accounting systems, we do also have our own online platforms where you can sort of control and access your sales ledger, purchase ledger, general ledger, that kind of thing. In supply chain solutions as a division itself within Access, we have sort of a few areas there as well. So we do obviously have customers that use Mintsoft that also manufacture products. So our manufacturing sort of ERP, MRP systems are obviously applicable there. We've also got production planning and scheduling software. So we've got customers in construction as well. Obviously the estimating software there is useful for them. But today we're really drilling into the warehouse management side of things, in particular Mintsoft. And then sort of no matter where you fall across those different industries there within supply chains itself, there's also a lot of other Access products that are also applicable. So just briefly, they are there on the screen. So you've got things like expense management, absence management, invoice automation, CRM. There's a lot of different products available with Access. And then they are all encapsulated in our kind of wraparound layer there, which is Access Workspace. So essentially, Workspace acts, it's an online platform where sort of no matter how many of these different solutions or apps you may have within the company, you can access all of those from one platform. So this makes things a lot easier. It's all unique to the individual logging into the platform as well, much like my apps on my phone are different to your apps on your phone. So is Workspace unique to each of the users there. So getting into what we're sort of here to talk about today then, who are Mintsoft? So this is the kind of world that a typical Mintsoft customer lives in. So on the left, you can see we've got some sales channels there. So we've got Magento, Shopify, Amazon, eBay, and Not on the High Street. We have over 50 direct sales integrations that we connect up with straight out of the box. On the right, we've got some examples of courier integrations as well. So DPD, Royal Mail, Hermes, FedEx, and Parcel4. So there's over 100 standard integrations, and there's quite a nice split down the middle there between courier and sales channels. And then in the middle is our sort of 3PL world, where our 3PL users sit. And essentially what we're doing here is connecting up all of the online sales channels with the warehouse. So obviously when the orders are coming through, we're pulling those into Mintsoft, one place to consolidate all of your orders for the processing, the pick and the packing within the warehouse. Also, of course, connecting up directly to all the different couriers there. So they can be your own courier accounts, they can be your client's courier accounts. We'll connect those up, of course, to automatically generate the shipping labels. The other benefit of this is we're actually connecting the courier with the sales channel directly as well. So when the order is shipped through the courier service, we'll push the dispatch status and the tracking information back to the sales channel as well. So everything is communicating with each other as well as yourselves. So that's just a very brief overview there of Access and Mintsoft as a whole there. So what I'll do is I'll just jump into Aware of Time. We're trying to keep this to about 30 minutes. Aware of Time, I'm just going to jump into the software itself. As you can see, I've literally just gone into Google Chrome. It's a full, true cloud-based system. So all you need is internet access to access Mintsoft, just the URL at the top, login details, sign in. So nothing to host or hold on any systems your end at all. It's all fully online and held in Microsoft Azure. So logging in here, we can see our dashboard. Okay, so these are unique to all of your users and also your clients' users. So we have two types of user in the system, warehouse users and client users. So the benefit of Mintsoft here for your clients, and this is a real good selling point as a 3PL, and it will help, of course, attracting more business, is that your clients will have access to Mintsoft. So they can come in with a customized dashboard unique to them and have access to these different reports and tools via these different modules or applets here. Of course, it's restrictable. They're restricted from the offset anyway. There's certain things they won't have access to. For example, this aisle summary here showing them how full your warehouse is. They won't have access to this. But there'll be certain things that will be of relevance and interesting to them, such as revenue by channel. I could just jump into our add modules here. We've got dozens of these to choose from, but sort of another popular sort of fan favorite amongst clients, things like top selling SKUs. So I'll just give them a breakdown there of the top 5 selling SKUs across all of their channels. So there's a lot they can do in the system. Really, they do get as much out of Mintsoft as you do yourself as a 3PL. So it's a really good talking point with any new clients you may be talking with. In terms of those restrictions, if I just jump into settings here, scroll down, we'll see those two types, the client user accounts and the warehouse user accounts. Just from clicking into here, we can see I've got lots of different users here, actions, manage roles. We've got real granular control over what people can and can't do in the system. So for example, if I drill into the orders folder here, if I don't want this particular user to cancel orders or edit orders, I could just simply uncheck those. I'm just going to give that person their abilities back though. Okay, so when it comes to actually adding clients into the system, if I just jump into our clients overview, I really want to talk around these charging points. So of course we've got general setup information here, but you'll notice picking costs, storage costs, and goods in costs at the top here. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to pull one or two of each of these out to just give you a quick overview on. Essentially what we're doing here is we're storing the charges into the system so that Mintsoft can calculate the invoices automatically for you. So under pick and calculation type here, we can have a per item or per order line, percentage of order value, for example. For example, the per item, we could set 80 pence for the first item pick cost, 30 pence for every additional item on the order, and we could also change the number of items included in the first item pick cost as well. We also enable cartons and pallet pick costs as well, if you wish. Under storage, again, there's a number of different ways you can charge for storage, as there were with the picking. So we've got volumetric, which is per cubic meter. And again, all automatic. We will calculate that automatically based on the dimensions of the products that we've stored in the system. A stock management fee, which is essentially a flat rate storage fee, or we can do location type usage. So this is essentially pallet storage, but you can have different rates for different location types within the system. So you may want to set up sort of a small pallet location, a large pallet location, small pick bin, large pick bin, anything like that, all customized to you with different charges based on what's in use in the system. We'll generate the charge that way. Goods in up here, again, covered for every eventuality here really, with cartons and pallets, different types of containers. We could do SKU or per unit as well. You'll see this term used around Mintsoft a fair bit. ASM simply stands for Advanced Shipping Notice. Any goods inbound to the warehouse will refer to as an ASN. So you can have an overall admin charge or an hourly rate as well. So when you do receive the container, just book 3 hours against that container, and we'll just generate that and add that to the invoice. Okay, a quick look at the products overview page here. I won't go into too much detail because it is a very self-explanatory page. You'll notice what I'm doing up here is I'm selecting a client. So we see all of my different clients in the system here. I'm just going to go into demo customer, hit select, And now we're just going to see data in the system relevant to that client. Okay, so it's a system-wide filter. As a default, your dashboard would always show you the information for all of your clients in the system. So, always drill down into that client to just see the data relevant to them. So, self-explanatory with the SKU, the name, product image, that kind of thing. We've got a traffic light system for your stock levels over here. This works on basically on-hand stock levels. So if I drill down into a product, we can see I've got 333 in stock here, 247 allocated to orders in the system. On hand, we've got 86. So it's our available stock. This is what we're going to display here, and this is what we're going to push out to your clients' sales channels as well. Okay, your clients can do a number of things. Obviously, view their products, view their stock levels. They can also input orders straight into the system if that's useful as well. So we can provide them bring them straight into a shopping cart sort of system here where they can add products to the cart. Keep adding if they like, then complete order. Of course, this is all done via CSV as well if you wish. They can load in a saved address, or they can do a postcode lookup, auto generate an order number there, hit create order. They can also do other things which are quite useful for you, such as creating an ASN, this advanced shipping notice we spoke about earlier. So you can do these, of course, as well, but they can come in and do them themselves. So what they do is they pop a purchase order reference number in, select the supplier the goods are coming from, any supplier notes, an estimated delivery date, so let's say the 2nd of September, any comments they wish to add to let you know about, and they can select the delivery type as well, just so you know what to expect into the warehouse. Let's say 10 pallets. We'll hit next. And then they'll select the SKUs that are coming on the delivery. So we're just going to select one SKU here. Now they can add multiple, they can enter a new SKU, and again, this can be done through upload items. We can give you a template. They can do this for a simple CSV upload, and then we just hit confirm ASN. So if I just quickly jump back to my dashboard, on my goods in calendar here, as I scroll down to the 2nd of September, we'll see that we've actually got a slot there booked on the calendar to say that that is expected in. So we can actually click into this and receive this stock. If you don't want to go down the route of creating ASNs, if things are a little bit ad hoc in your warehouse, you can just simply book the inventory here and just book stock straight into the warehouse. I'm just going to jump into our order integrations. I appreciate this is a little bit quick. I just want to give you a real brief overview of what the system has to offer without going into too much detail in the interest of time. I'm just going to slowly scroll through these sales channel integrations here, these order integrations, because I'm sure the ones that yourselves or your clients use will be jumping out at you. Okay, so there's a lot there to choose from. We do have a few others that are premium integrations. I'll click on here. This is Amazon Vendor Direct, not sort of general Amazon itself. And then there's a few others in here as well, just a handful. But the rest of these are all just standard integrations straight out of the box, no additional charges whatsoever for any of these. Very simple to set up. If I just click into a Shopify here, hit add account, you'll see as I scroll down, we've got an API key, API password, and a URL being asked for. This is what we need to connect it up. They can be generated inside of Shopify in about 2 minutes. And then down the bottom, we've got add. We click that, and that's the store connected. It's very, very simple. And you'll notice in here, we've got a couple of things like sync new products. Simple way there, if we toggle that on, we can pull all the existing products into from Shopify into Mintsoft. So any new products that your clients do add into Shopify, we can automatically pull those through into the system. So there's no need there to add them manually into Mintsoft itself. And of course, we've got stock sync as well. So by ticking that, we can push our stock levels in Mintsoft out to Shopify. So we can do that very regularly, every 15 minutes. So they'll always be updated. And of course, we'll take the allocated stock off from new orders in the system and update them with our on-hand stock levels. I'll briefly run through the courier integrations as well. Again, I'm sure they'll jump out at you as I scroll through. Support all of the main couriers, and they're all set up in pretty much the same way, really, as the sales channel integrations. A lot of the time, it's sort of an API key password, sort of account number, that kind of thing, or sort of username password, and they're connected up and ready to go. Of course, our setup and onboarding process takes you through all of this anyway. We don't sort of leave you to do it, but we do have down the bottom here these help guides. Really, really useful feature, excellent part of Mintsoft. You can search anything in here, and use the same example with the Shopify integration, and we can see a very good walkthrough there, help guide on how to set this up. Sometimes you get little videos as well. You'll always find screenshots pointing you in the right direction, and it will tell you everything that the integration can do and also how to set it up. But like I said, we'll take you through all of this as part of the onboarding process, setup, training, but it's a very user-friendly system, and the help guides are excellent at helping you around any aspect of Mintsoft. Of course, we have intelligent shipping rules in the system as well, because we need to route the right courier to the right order. So I'll briefly jump into our shipping management here. So we can see we've got some rules here where we're taking the name of the shipping service the customer's selecting online, mapping that to a courier service type within the system, and then pushing that to a courier service. If I jump into courier service selection, we can see some sort of more specific rules here. So for example, 0 to 1 kilogram in weight for the order, 0 to 100 pounds order value. When that hits our courier service type of express, we're going to send that Royal Mail 24 packet. Over a kilogram up to 30, over 100 pounds. When that hits express, we'll go parcel force 24. So essentially, however you need or your clients need to route orders to courier service through weight, through value, through destination, we can accommodate that here with rules in the system. This can also be overridden at product level. I should also state as well, actually, that so can the picking and the storage costs as well. We can override a lot at product level. So if you've got a particularly tricky pick, might require 2 people to go and pick that item, you can give that a higher picking cost or storage cost in the system, or even goods in cost as well. And likewise, we can set a default courier at product level as well. If you've got something that will always go a certain way, we'll just set that there. We also have a default option as well. If you want us just to find, because we will upload your client's rate cards or your own rate cards into the system, so we'll have the pricing of all the shipping services in there. If you want Mintsoft just to automatically find the cheapest option, we can also do that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into our sort of picking and packing features really quick, just to sort of wrap this up. So if I go into the new orders here, we can see all of our new orders in the system. So there's that manual order I put in just a moment ago. We can see we've got Magento, Amazon, we've got some in from Zero here as well, and we've got a Shopify and a couple of eBay. Now, what most people will do, you can of course process picks and dispatch orders order by order. Most people will create batches of orders. So if I just select all of my orders in new here, under bulk actions, we can scroll down and we can hit create batch. So really simple, very quick method of getting a batch of orders out of the system. However, as you notice, there's no organization to that. We've got everything here jumbled up. It's just all of our new orders in the system. So if I just come in under picking and packing here and go to manage batches, up here we can hit create new batch. And here you can see we've got some really good filters just to simply break the batch down and organize it. So you can do this by client in the system. You can do this by channel or a specific client's channel. So if I want to run all of demo customers Amazon, for example, we can just populate those there. There's a lot of different fields here. Single line order only is very good, works really well with our bulk picking method on our mobile scanning app. We have a really good scanning app, which essentially you can do all of these sort of functions we've been going through directly on a handheld device. So whether that's receiving goods in, transferring inventory, or even picking, you can do that all there. So single line order, we can even drill into a specific product. If you've got a particular product that moves a lot with a certain client, for example, you may want to run a batch just of that item, just so you can quickly go and pick 100, 200 of those. We can also, of course, set the batch size here. So we can give everybody 40 picks, for example. We can also give it a reference and save this as a template. So if you are running the same batches every day or multiple times a day, just save them with a reference. Up the top, you can select it, load the batch template, and it will quickly load it for you. All you have to do is hit create batch then. Once you've gone into the batch, I'm just going to quickly go into one so you can see how it looks. Okay, what you can do here is using the mobile tab, we can actually send this to the scanners, or we can pick a specific user to send that to, and we've got different picking types. We can do a multi-tote picking method, bulk. We've got some sort of one label per pick options there, which are very useful if you have a client that has sort of big bulky items, maybe flat pack furniture. You want to scan the item, get a label instantly on the go, then that will accommodate that for you. Otherwise, yeah, standard is there as well. We've got some bulk actions where you can just change the courier service for the entire batch here. And of course, under courier labels, we can actually just hit generate courier labels and print these off. You can also get a picking summary here. So we can see we've got some candles being picked here. So I've got one in A001B and I've got the rest out of A001A, because I think that is because I only had one stored in B and I'm prioritizing B in my system. Okay, so the way this works is we will actually route you around the warehouse in a nice organized way, essentially however you want it to be routed. So general default is alphanumeric. However, you can sort of prioritize and set things differently. So if you want to zigzag around a little bit, we can just basically create a picking route for you. So once you've essentially here, what most people tend to do, if they are obviously using the scanners, they'll send it straight to the scanners. If they're paper-based, they tend to print out sort of the picking summary and the dispatch notes at this stage. And as dispatch notes, if I just give you a brief example quickly, appreciate we're running out of time now. I'll give you a quick look at a dispatch note. Go into our dispatch orders. Scroll down and I'm just going to go dispatch note here. And you'll see down the bottom, we've got a barcode. Essentially, this is used for our scan to dispatch feature. So if I go into, again, pick and pack and go to scan to dispatch, I'm just going to give that a quick scan here on my system with my USB scanner. And as you can see, that green banner is just saying that that is dispatched out of the system and that will automatically print out my shipping label for me. It is very quick, so I'm just going to scan one more for you just so you can see that banner pop up. And it's just like that. So essentially you get the shipping label and it's getting dispatched out of the system. So of course we're routing the right courier ahead of time, so you shouldn't need to adjust that. We do have options to go through to what we call a rework screen. So if you want a final say, just to double check the courier service is picked correctly, or maybe you want to adjust the weight of the order and things like that, we can take you through to a rework screen as opposed to just instantly dispatching it, where you can make those final adjustments very quickly. Once they're dispatched, of course, they move under dispatched, excuse me, where we just were a moment ago. Your clients can come into here as well and track orders. So of course, we're pushing that tracking information back to the sales channel, but we all know that doesn't stop people ringing up to track orders and find out where they are. So your clients can actually come in and do that themselves. They could search for an order number, name, postcode, find the order, hit actions, hit track, and it'll take them straight through to the courier service webpage with the tracking information on. It's very useful. Another useful one, more for yourselves, is in details. We've got the history tab here. So this will give them a nice timeline of everything that's happened to the order from new all the way through to dispatch. So you can see every user that's done specific actions in the system. And of course, when all that's said and done, we will generate unconfirmed invoices for you, for your clients. So I'm just going to go into our 3PL accounting overview. The reason it's unconfirmed is just basically to give you a chance to go through and make sure everything is how you expect it to be. So here we can see we're just charging for storage costs for this particular client. Everything else is 0 in my system, in this demo account. But we will break this summary down here for you so you can see all of the invoiced orders, collections, returns, goods in, storage, etc. here. All exportable to CSV as well for reconciling. And at the top, you can just simply give this invoice a name, any comments, hit create invoice. Then it will be viewable under invoices. So if I just jump into that demo customer here, and we see we've got some different options here. We can see it in the PDF. We can create that in an accounting integration that we have and view it as well. I'm not logged into Xero, but if I were to click that, if I was logged in, it would pull me straight through to the invoice within Xero. And then finally, we've got a lot of reports in here as well, and these can be scheduled daily, weekly, monthly, just to auto-generate for your clients. Everything you just sort of expect under inventory reports there. We've got different courier reports, accounting, so we can give them product sales by channel, gross profit sales report, that kind of thing. They can see stock value reports, any sort of data in the system really. It's generally viewable as a report here. You can track sort of KPIs with your packing reports and picking reports here with your warehouse users. And like I said, schedule these, and we can also create custom reports as well. So if it's not found here, if you want to sort of customize your own report, we can also do that for you as well. I think I'll leave it there now in the interest of time.